Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to plot some structural data like StrikeDip and TrendPlunge on a map. For this you're going to need a protractor and a pencil and of course a map. So for this we're going to use this map of the courtyard between Jordan Hall and Biltmore Hall. There are a few data points that are shown on here where structural data was collected. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot the measurements that were taken at these 4 locations. So to start, I'm going to plot point A, which has a strike of 163 degrees, dipping 75 degrees west. Point A is here, so I'm going to grab my protractor and I'm going to center the point in the middle of the protractor, and I'm going to align the protractor with north, which is also the long edge of my paper, so that's convenient. And I'm going to measure 163 degrees from north, just going all the way down here, right about there. Hold that point, line up my protractor, and draw a long line like that. That is now oriented 163 degrees, and then the dip, we make a little line like that and write in 75 degrees. This is now an appropriately oriented strike and dip symbol for that data. I'm now going to do point C, which has a strike of 230 degrees and dipping 18 degrees northwest. It's located up here. So now the first thing you'll notice is that your protractor doesn't go to 230 degrees, right? We know that it's going to be somewhere on this side of the circle, so we're going to have to flip our protractor over and do a little arithmetic. So we'll have to go 360 minus 230, which equals 130 degrees. And that means I'm going to be measuring 130 degrees this way to get to 230. So I'm going to line my protractor up again. I'm going to go around to 130, which is right here. Flip it around. So this is a line that is now oriented pointing to 130 degrees, and it has a dip of 18 degrees northwest, so like that. We'll write in 18 degrees. All right, the last one I'm going to do is point D, which is actually a trend and plunge, trending 45 degrees, and plunging 20 degrees. Now, when we do trend and plunge, recall plunge doesn't have a direction, it doesn't need a direction, because we always report the plunge, we always report the trend in the down plunge direction. So the direction of plunge is the trend. So that's why we don't need to also put a trend, a plunge direction on there. So 45 degrees, I'm going to line up my protractor, same way I've done, get it to 45 degrees, like that. I'm gonna draw a line like that. Now trend and plunge is done a little differently. You draw an arrow at the end of that pointing down plunge, and then we'll write kind of small there, 20 degrees for the plunge. And that is now reporting correctly oriented a trend of 45 degrees and a plunge of 20 degrees. All right, I hope that helps. So long.